Start in a second, everybody. Love you right back. Gonna start in a second. Just give me a couple of seconds. Hello, everybody. So lovely to see you all entering the classroom while I'm preparing. Sending you my love. Hi, beautiful Stan. Much love to you and the cosmic family. Hello, everybody. Hello, with the hearts and the love. And I'm feeling very hoodie today because it's kind of like chilly in my apartment, and I'm feeling a little bit like I just want to be in the kind of hearth, like a fire nearby or something like that. Welcome. My name is Manorama. Give you a greeting with love and affection and with pranama. We call this pranama. We spoke about it last time. And I want to just send you all my love and shout out. I'm so glad that you came to join me here in this Sutra session. This is a Luminous Soul Sanskrit Studies Sutra session. So we're sitting here today in my living room on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And it's just beautiful to be here with all of you and see you entering the classroom. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Lots of love to all of you. So today we're speaking about the sutras, and it's a sutra session, so much love. Every time you send me hearts, just know I'm sending them right back to you. But we're going to speak about Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, and thank you, that's so sweet. And I guess what I'm trying to say in terms of this session is I wanted to look at specific sutras, 2 or 3 specific sutras, and just share with you and talk about Patanjali a little bit. So let's just take a look at the idea of the sutra. Well, a sutra is, we know this in English, we have suture. So they're like threads, right? We can get them on our face. Did you get a suture in or out? A stitch? But the idea is that each of these sutras, so you don't have to keep restating what you said in this sutra, because the next time it's going to be thread through, and you have to learn, it's called the anuvritti in Sanskrit, but you learn what gets carried forward and what gets carried forward from behind, and then what you bring behind from what's forward to the present sutra, which is really cool because the more you study sutras, the more you really are looking at the present moment in each sutra, but then you're like allowing the past or the previous sutras to inform the moment and the future sutras to inform the moment. Is really a beautiful practice. Anyway, it's a little mystical what I just said, but we'll speak more about it. So today I wanted to just bring it down to earth, and thanks for the love, and talk about Patanjali, his sutras in in chapter 1. And so I'm going to start with a very simple invocation. I didn't write this out, but I think y'all can follow me. And we always do some kind of invocation before we begin the practice of the sutras. So just find a moment to kind of steady yourself and pause wherever you are in the world, even if you're sort of on the go and you happen to see that this was happening and you wanted to catch the class on the fly. So you can just, even if you're on the fly, just kind of imagine this centering, pause for a moment, catch your breath. We're in the middle of our work week. And just pause for a moment. Bring your palms together in a reverent position. Bow your head slightly. And we're going to say, Om Patanjalaye Namah. Now you try. Om Patanjalaye Namah. Good. I'm going to say it again. Listen carefully. Watch my mouth. Om Patanjalaye Namah. Now you. Om Patanjalaye Namah. Good. So now we'll chant it 3 times. Om Patanjalaye Namah. Om Patanjalaye Namah. Om Patanjalaye Namah. Om. During this time of the great goddess, we pay our respects and our reverence to Lord Patanjali, who is a doorway, a portal, a being, a luminous soul, who has left us breadcrumbs, or we could say has left us a phenomenal map that we can follow, and come to understand our own luminosity and the way in which we are all connected. So today I wanted to focus on Sutras 127 and 128. And I'm going to put them right here for you. This is Yoga Sutra 127 says, Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Watch how I don't say pranava. Watch how my lips don't go forward, but I actually bring the tongue back and up, and I say pranava, pranava. So try that. If you'll see that little dot under the N there, that's making your tongue go back and up. So say Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Tasya Vachaka Pranava. And then the next is Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. So you've got Sutra 127 if you want to look in your books, and Sutra 128. Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. So we're going to do these chanting style, okay? So it's going to be Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Now you try. Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Good. And then Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. Tajapas Tadartha Bhavanam. So let's take a look and have, an informal, formal discussion around these sutras today. Let's talk about 127. First of all, if you notice, the number of the sutra is 27. Take note of that, because 2 and 7 are, somebody text me what it is. I know you guys can answer this question. 2 and 7 are? Exactly. 2 and 7 are 9. There you go. And that is the eternal number, or the deathless number. Wonderful. So that is the number that is eternal. So there's something about this particular 9, or this 27, which adds up to 9 in this particular sutra, that I want you to pay attention to. Now, if you don't have Shri Brahmananda Saraswati's Yoga Sutra Manual, please order it at my website or somehow obtain it in whatever shop you can. But this is a very good book. It has all the properly written out Devanagari script, the transliteration and translation, which you can easily study, and you don't have to be worried, is it correct, is it not correct, okay? So again, I'm going to just go like this so you can see it. This is the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, Sanskrit text with translation manual by Shri Brahmananda Saraswati. It's also in his textbook of yoga psychology book, also has that in an index form in the back. Okay, so let's read what Guruji says, and then Sri Brahmananda Saraswati is who I call Guruji, just to clarify the referent. And then I'm going to talk about it and give some teaching. So the sutra, according to Sri Brahmananda Saraswati, is, as he's translating Lord Patanjali, he says, Tasya Vachaka says, he is symbolically designated by the name Om. And then Guruji says, Om is the eternal vibration of all energy. So let's go back to that. He is. So he is symbolic of the Lord or the luminous light. That Lord or that luminous intelligent light is symbolically referred to as Om. Now, where is it that it says Om in the sutra? Well, it says Om in the sutra in the word pranava. Nava, when I bring it forward to my teeth, the fourth mouth position, it means new. Nava is new. But when it's prefixed by a pra, it changes that nasal and makes it go third. So pra means ever. So when you say pranava, it means, excuse me, always new or ever new. What does ever new have to do with Om? Well, that's a really interesting point. I put my book down for a second. That's a really interesting point. That which is always new is Om. And how is this so? Well, it's kind of ironic, but we're always going up to our friends and saying, hey man, hey, what's new? What's new? In yoga, we're looking to understand what is steady and continuous. What hasn't changed is actually what you're interested in. What is eternal? What's new is on the level of the mind. What's eternal is the self. So pranava being called what's ever new is interesting because the mind always wants what's new, and that's why it's always looking for new. Is it new? Is it new? Is it new? Start noticing this about the nature of your own mind. And Guruji used to say, if you know your own mind, then you know them all, which used to make me giggle. Then you understand the mind overall. But the mind wants what's new. So the practice is that we start to recognize the name of God, or God is symbolically referred to by the name or the sound Om. Now go with me here. The more you, sending love to you, the more you go into the Om sound, the more it absorbs the mind, the thinking mind, and it gives the mind what is always new, because you never know how pulsation is going to pulsate. You have no idea. You can't think it. You can only be in the moment and listening and feeling that inner nadam, that inner vibration. And what happens is it captivates the mind. It's pulsation, pulsation, pulsation. It's new. So you don't know how it's going to, you can't second guess what it's going to be. That newness absorbs the mind and draws it back to the place of complete stillness. So in this way, Om is a practice that takes you from rhythm and vibration to its center point, which is stillness itself. And according to Patanjali, the sound pranava, the sound Om, is a symbol on a manifested level for God or that Shiva or that Vishnu itself. Okay. The next sutra is Tad Japas Tadartha Bhavanam. This sutra is Sutra 128, chapter 128, and Guruji's translation is: one should chant Om vocally and mentally, and one should focus one's flame of attention on the inner Om, the inner cosmic music called the Anahatanada, which is the music of the inner silence or the inner voice. I call it the sound of your soul. So, tad japas tadartha bhavanam. One should repeat that. One should perform japa. One should repeat the sound of Om, just to have that experience. So when we say repeat, we don't just mean you sitting there and going, Om, Om, Om. That's one way to repeat. But he's also talking about mental repetition, which is like in your own mind, staying connected. The repetition means to stay connected. So if you stay connected to that Om, then you're staying in the process of repetition with it. That's a good one. And then also, if you can kind of stay with the Om beyond the vocal, so the vocal is one way, then the next layer in is through the mind, repeating that Om, Om. And then you actually don't repeat it on a verbal or a mental level, but you just start to feel that Om permeate from your heart all the way up through your head to the crown. I'm going to say that again because it's pretty deep. You start to move from the physical manifested sound of the Om to the mental repetition, and eventually you start to let that go and you move the sound through, or you allow the sound to move through your heart and permeate out, 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 and permeate to the crown of the head. Exactly. Ajapa. So in this way, I want you to practice this week using these two sutras of Lord Patanjali, the Sutra 127 and Sutra 128. And I thought I would also just read Gurji's translation of 129. First I'll say the Sanskrit, and then I'll read you Gurji's translation of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. It says, Tatah pratyak chetanadhikamo pyantaraya bhavascha. By the repetition of Om, by meditation on that Om, and by listening and energizing on the inner nada, one obtains the awakening on an inner level of God consciousness, or integral consciousness, where one experiences freedom from all obstacles. So it almost sounds too good to be true, right? It's like, meditate on Om and then you have everything. But maybe the thing that needs to be sat with is, what does it mean to meditate on Om, and not assume that we understand what that means so readily. And that doesn't mean you have to make it incredibly difficult either, but maybe it's like, okay, meditate on Om. That the more I meditate on Om, I consider that manifested sound, that mental sound, and that vibrational sound. I start to understand what is nadam. I get curious about that. And then, as Shri Brahmananda Saraswati says, I start to receive information and intelligent, intelligent information or light from consciousness itself. And that starts to evolve my consciousness to be capable of staying with awareness more and more and more. So I know these are kind of elevated, right? And here I am sitting here in a hoodie on, I don't know what today is, Tuesday, right? But it's like, what you want to do is work with the elevated teaching, bring it down to your understanding. Don't dumb it down, but bring it down to your daily life. So what's an example of something that you could do to work with this? Well, you could practice chanting Om and just sitting still. I think a lot of times people get frustrated with yogic practice because they think, well, I was told it was going to give me this, this, and this. Forget about what things are going to give you. If you go on a date with somebody, you guys know I always talk about good dating. If you go on a date with somebody and you're so focused on what you're going to get, the date is invariably crap. But if you go on a date with somebody and you're just kind of there and you're open, the mystery has the opportunity to unfold itself. So I want you to kind of go on a date with Om this week, or a couple of dates, like 2 or 3 for maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Spend time chanting Om in one of your dates. Pay attention. You don't have to be, if you tend to be a skeptical person, you're going to come away generally skeptical. If you tend to be fantasy-based, you're going to come up with all kinds of meaning about how you saw this and you saw that. I don't want either of that. I don't want the skeptical G part of you that's always protecting you. Like, if that's your bag, try to just let that part of you, tell that part of you, I appreciate your skepticism, how it's always helping me, but today I'm just going on a new ride. And then if you tend to be more like focused, like, wow, it was incredible, then I want you to just, it's not going to be incredible and it's not going to be nothing. It's going to be what it is. And I want you to exactly practice what I always tell in Luminous Soul, being with it. And so instead, I want you to practice just being with it without making meaning. Just be present when you're saying the sounds and chanting them. And then I want you to, when you're experiencing the mental aspect of Om, I want you to be with that, right? And just notice and see if you can click into witness consciousness as the mind is moving in that way. Are you able to pull out and watch and let what rises rise? And then in your third repetition, you're just going to allow that Om to travel through the 3 channels: physical, so the chanting, then the mental for a little, like about 9 repetitions, and then you're going to move into that feeling the Om in the heart, allowing it to lift and permeate up through the crown. Again, not making meaning, not determining that something's going to happen, just being present and being with what rises, if that makes sense. So that's what I want you to do with the Sutra practice this week, and get kind of in a discovery mode. You know, you don't have to know anything. You know, you can give yourself the space. So often nowadays we feel like we have to know so much. The minute, you know, we're done with our course, it's like we're supposed to know. You don't have to know. Give yourself a little breathing room. Allow yourself to not have to know anything. And instead, start to create a genuine friendship with the idea of the teaching and the actual application and practice of it. Okay? Any questions? It's so nice to have you guys here. It's like you're in my home. I was speaking with a friend of mine earlier today, and she said, "Oh, I have to call you at this time." I said, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have a bunch of people coming over to my house." She laughed. She said, "Really? Wow, are you having a party?" I said, "Yeah, I'm having a party. I'm having my Periscope party with all of you, my little Sutra party. And I'm so happy to be here with you and to regularly connect in and share some of these Luminous Soul teachings. You're most welcome. It's a pleasure and an honor." Any questions? Okay, no questions. Then let me give you some announcements. And be easy with yourself. You know, before I give announcements, I want to just say, like, as you're walking through it, be easy with yourselves. You're most welcome. Love you all. Ah, exactly. It's like you're all in my home. I feel like I should be putting out snacks, right? Italian American, what do you want? Okay, so let's talk about what you can do. So for you know what you're working on with your Sutra practice. So you can replay this video again when it's done, and you know, you probably want to hear it maybe one more time, just because it's a little bit dense. And sometimes when teachings are dense, instead of becoming blank, you know, I remember that. Like, I would hear these teachings and I would just be like, I don't even know what I heard, but I think some of it was good, and I really liked Gurji. I thought he was amazing. So I would just sit there and I was like, it's going to go in. I just know it's going to go in. But now I know, like, one of the things that I was able to do was be present. Namaste, be present, and just stay with it and let what peace was going to rise from me at that moment rise from me. So I invite you to do the same. Just let what peace is going to rise to you. Get in a place of curiosity rather than a place of certainty. That's a #1 teaching in Luminous Soul. Okay, so let's talk about upcoming things. On Wednesday, which is tomorrow, I'll be doing my live in-person satsang at the Jivamukti Yoga Center downtown. That is, what time is it? 8:30 to 10. After 24 years of leading these monthly satsangs, and I'm not kidding you. Can you believe that? I still have to look up the date and the time. But anyway, it's always the third Wednesday of the month. So it'll be Wednesday the 21st, tomorrow, from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Okay, so I'll be there. That's a live in-person event. Then on October 22nd, which is Thursday, I have another Periscope mini session with you all. For those of you who'd like to join me, I'll be speaking from 3:30 to 4 on Sanskrit and the Goddess, because we're still in the Goddess Festival. So I hope you all are enjoying the blessings that brings. And then also I have, starting this Saturday and Sunday, the first module of the Sanskrit Studies Method teleclass series. It's a year-long Sanskrit training with lots of information. I'm so super excited. I just sent out the surprise gift for all the people who've registered. And looking forward to it. So the date is October 24th and 25th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. And if you're interested to grow your practice in yoga and you're interested to grow your understanding of Sanskrit and do it in a fun way, in a way that makes it both scholarly, traditional, as well as very relevant to your modern yogic practice and also to your modern lives, then join me and we'll be merging Sanskrit Studies Method as well as some Luminous Soul Method teachings in that course. So I'm super looking forward to that. My sister told me super is one of my favorite words. I think she's right. But I'm very much looking forward to that, and you can check the website, sanskritstudies.org, for more information. Just click on classes, okay? That starts this weekend, so join me if you're able to. I'd love to have you, and we have so many beautiful people who are joining, so it's going to create a beautiful satsang of Sanskrit Studies Method participants. That's it for today. I send you all my love. I'm going to put my hoodie back on. I'm feeling very hoodie. I think I'm going to be like Ma in the woods or something. I'm going to go get myself a green juice to support health. I send you all my love. It's been beautiful being with you. Thank you for staying with me in this class. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Remember, you are beautiful. You are powerful. You are free. You all are a luminous soul. Mwah. Be blessed, everybody. Be blessed. Love you so much. Love you. Be blessed, everybody. Sending you all my hearts. I wish I could, I don't know, maybe I can. I don't know the technology enough to be able to tap hearts to all of you. But keep practicing, and I'll see you back here on Thursday. Be blessed, everybody.